Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. I hope everyone had a great weekend. It was a bank holiday weekend here in Ireland. I spent most of it playing Pokemon Go with my girlfriend. Go Fest was on, we were playing. Any of you guys play? I know a lot of people played and then sort of quit after it first came out, but do any of you guys still play? Also, we're going to be talking about crazy 10 times summon event, which is going to be running for the next 2 days during Clan v Clan. First of all, how's your champion training tournament going? Are any of you doing it? It started the first day of Pokemon Go Fest. We were out for, the whole afternoon, going out, exploring, walking around, parks, all the rest, catching stuff, just having a good time. I came back, right? I came back and check it out. This was day one. I logged into the game and I was like, I wonder, I clicked my sparring pit, level up dudes. I was like, I wonder if it's going to be worth me going for Kyoku. Maybe I can still make it. I logged on and this guy had 37,000 points. Let's see where he is right now. How is your bracket looking? Obviously, I tend to go pretty hard for champion training. It's sort of my jam. But you can see right now, actually, look, he's actually second place. It's a different guy. MC Pumper and Savaz. Savaz took the lead. Oh my goodness. So MC Pumper went hard day one, but has now fallen behind. Savaz pushed on ahead. He's at 65,000. That's kind of nuts. We check out the global leaderboard. I'd imagine he must be on the global leaderboard. Oh, he is. Where is he? Savaz, 60-something, wasn't he? Yeah, he's 26th on the global leaderboard. That's nuts. We have someone number one is over 100,000 right now. Pretty crazy stuff. So yeah, am I going for Kyoku? The answer clearly is no. I'm still hopefully going to go for the legendary book, right? We've got CVC happening tomorrow, so I can grind up a bunch of stuff for CVC and not feel too bad. Getting a legendary book is huge, always. But yeah, that's kind of nuts. Right, anyway, let's talk about CVC. A few red dots around the place. Don't worry about it. I've been on the test server, so stuff gets a bit wonky. But what we're looking at here, tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, so let me get you the exact dates and all the rest. Yeah, so the 7th of June, that's tomorrow with CVC. There's going to be a 10 times summoning event on from Ancient and Sacred Shards for none other than Prince Kaimar. And then the next day, on Wednesday, the 8th of June, there's going to be a 10 times summon event from Void Shards for Warlord. So this is pretty big. Let's talk about Kaimar first. And then I'll talk about whether or not you should pull, right? But in terms of what's going on here, these are obviously two of the absolute best champions in the entire game. Prince Kaimar, he's got one of the best arena auras, and he's top tier for arena. He comes in arena, AoE removal of all buffs, plus an AoE sleep together in one move. Really good. And then round two, he comes in, he fills everyone's turn meter and resets all of your skills. So it's this big 1-2 punch. Super powerful for arena, especially with that aura as well. So for arena, absolutely incredible. Obviously for any sort of PvE, like Doom Tower waves, dungeon waves, having this reset to reset your cooldowns on wave 2 is absolutely massive. Having 2 Kaimars for Doom Tower, so you can reset your cooldowns for both waves and have Seer just blow up both waves, that sort of stuff is absolutely massive as well. You can use a Renegade to supplement or to sort of substitute for Kaimar in lots of different teams, but in some teams, like with Seer, Kaimar just works better because Seer's cooldown's a little bit too long. There's a bit of randomness there. You can sort of get around it, but it's quite clunky. Kaimar's just amazing. He's just so good. This is a champion that you not only want one of, I have one of him and he completely changed my account. You actually want multiple, right? You can build multiple, a PvE specialist. You can build several types of arena specialists, like a really fast Kaimar in Perception. You could have a really fast Kaimar with super high resistance to counter Warlord, right? You could have a Stone Skin Kaimar in like a slower team. There's all sorts of things you can do. And then you'd love to empower the arena ones as well. So you really can't, it's very difficult to have too many Kaimars. Now, in terms of Warlord, Warlord is one of the best champions in the entire game, if not the best for arena. And the reason is very simple. It's this move here, Orcish Rituals, AoE attack, and he's void, of course, so no weak hits, has a 100% chance to put each target's skills on cooldown, and has a 60% chance to fully deplete each target's turn meter. So you build him with as high accuracy as possible, and once he hits everyone with this, they can resist it, but that's all they can do. So if he has high enough accuracy, he can just hit through, puts all their skills on cooldown, and then what's the enemy team going to do if all their skills are on cooldown? You know, with other sort of teams as well, like if I come in and I like stun your whole team or something like that, you can have champions like Mithrala, right? Mithrala, due to her passive where it adds her resistance and her accuracy together for her resistance, or her accuracy gets added onto her resistance, she's able to have super high resistance. So without an increased accuracy buff on your team, you can't really debuff her. Then she can come in and cleanse everyone, remove all their debuffs. Well, that's great against most crowd control, pretty much everything, but it does not work against, you know, these skills being on cooldown. It just doesn't work. Your Prince Kaimar in immunity can do that, but that's basically it. And especially on arena offense or tag arena offense where you're choosing your opponents, it's very easy to get a complete stomp with a Warlord in there. He's just so damn good. He has a great A2 as well. Block debuffs on your whole team for a turn. Shield equal to 30% of his HP, and he has very good HP. And then he heals all allies by 25% of their max HP. He's got an 80 resistant all battles aura as well. So yeah, he's just super good for arena, especially arena offense. And he's going to be super good as well for, you know, Doom Tower waves and stuff like that. Like, how do you deal with the Sifi Rotos waves? Just put all their skills on cooldown, and there's not much that they can do at that point. They're really, really neutered. And he's protecting you as well, of course. So yeah, great champion, really good. Now, let's talk about this, right? 10 times events, and is this worth pulling for? So I can tell you straight away, in my opinion, as an early game player, a mid game player, there's no real way you should go for these unless you've tracked your Mercy timer. Then it might be worth going for, right? In your Mercy system, you can track this stuff. Basically, on your 220th Ancient Shard or 220th Void Shard, you will be guaranteed a Legendary, right? So if you are into your last 20 pulls here of your Mercy timer, it might be worth the risk, the gamble to try to get this champion. The way it works, if you do pull a Legendary, basically, rough rule of thumb here, there's a 10% chance in a 10 times event, rough rule of thumb, that you will get Prince Kaimar, right? If you pull a Legendary during the 10 times Prince Kaimar, there's a roughly 10% chance that that Legendary that you pulled would be a Prince Kaimar, roughly. With Voids, it's better because there's fewer Voids. It's going to be something like 20%, I think. Maybe 25. I think it's 20% is roughly the numbers. So there'd be a 20% chance you get a Warlord. Maybe 25 or 30. I did a whole video on this and I've sort of forgotten because it's, you know, it's something I'll go back and I'll check the facts when I want to. I'll check the actual hard mats, maybe redo the hard mats. But a rough rule of thumb like this is a good place to start. So these are such good champions that, yeah, if you're well into your Mercy timer and you know you can hit it, it might be worth going for it. It's still a huge gamble. Most likely you won't get them, but it's a good chance to get them, and it might be worth it. Now, that's if you've hit your Mercy system. Now, if you're not in your Mercy system and you're early or you're mid-game, you're absolutely crazy to pull for either of these champions. You're just absolutely crazy. 2 times events are the place to be, early mid-game. Why? Because they will give you the most epic champions, doubling your chance of epics. Lots of the just regular epics and tons of the void epics are absolutely essential, right? For doing a ton of the different content in this game. You want to be in a position where you don't need those epics anymore. 2 times events is the way to do that. And you'll still get a really good return on your legendaries from 2 times events. Yeah, and then past that, look, I mean, we're going to have a 2 times ancient event this weekend. Should be 2 times ancients is this weekend upcoming. It's going to be part of the Helicath fusion. So you're going to want to save your ancients for that 2 times ancient event this weekend if you want to get Helicath. I think it's certainly possible. If you're super late game, you could say, I might not care about Helicath. If you're super, super late game, you just want more Kaimars, and you could pull lots for Kaimar. It's maybe reasonable, but I wouldn't recommend that either, because I think Helicath looks really, really good. Does a couple of really cool things like Valkyrie style shields alongside, you know, a Rosh card style block damage. That sort of like 2 turns block damage, shields that scale off defense. Those are 2 really cool things, really powerful things in the one kit. I think it's well worth getting him rather than gambling for something that might or might not happen. So I'd be going for the guarantee of the fusion. Would be my advice for pretty much everyone, is what I would do. But obviously it's up to you. If you're a big spender, it's probably worth spending for this stuff. It's probably worth it if you were a big spender, but I don't really recommend that either. So anyway, there you go. They're my quick thoughts on this. Are you going to pull? Are you going to not? Let me know. And yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to have our first look at Helicath and the epic you can get from. I'm going to basically be looking at all the stuff from the test server. That's going to be coming out tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'm pretty sure. I'll double check. I think it's 10 a.m. UTC. So it'll be up on the channel early in the morning for me. Earlier than I normally post videos is when you'll start seeing some of that stuff from the test server, and you can judge and make your own decisions. Guys, hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.